First off, I'm probably going to get a random text message in the middle of this, so, you know, yeah. Yo, what's up? It's Jamal. Hope you're doing well, whoever is watching this. This is my first video blog journal thing for, you know, for the culture, whatever that means. Now this is like kind of long overdue. I feel like I've had a few people. I know a few people have told me I needed to do things like this, but you know, I'm hard-headed. But we're here now, and it's just it's the right time to do this kind of stuff. But no, I just wanted to start things off by just saying, like, you know, thanks to everyone who supports me, especially everyone on Patreon. Definitely be seeing more of these from me. I've had people, I asked a few people the other day, like, you know, what kind of content would they like to see me put out more, and one of the top things was definitely doing like video blogs of my day-to-day life and my creative process and things of that nature. So here we are. So I wanted to share with everyone what I have in store for this year and so on and so forth. It blew my mind, just the fact that it was like a decade passed, simply because so much stuff had happened between 2010 and 2020. It's pretty wild, man. Graduated from high school, and I went to college, and then I put my first book out, and like I met so many dope people. Met some of my favorite rappers, you know, which I'm probably gonna I think I'm just gonna individually just do videos about all of those experiences, because they just deserve it, you know. And I really want to, you know, really share with people. I like sharing, you know. I can run my mouth all day, but yeah, so much stuff happened, and so it made me realize that, like, or more so take into account that, like, yeah, this stuff flies, man. You know, we got time, but we don't have time. So, you know, my mindset is more so on what this decade looking like. You know what I mean? Like, where we going for real, as opposed to just, you know, putting too much stock into 1 year. Granted, I don't do New Year's resolutions anyway, because we already working. You know what I'm saying? Like, but nonetheless, so with that said, decade mentality. So I wanted to share like some of the things I'm doing, and also I think that might need another video too, because I was going to talk about like this, you know, what I feel a lot of my people who know me or my audience may not be aware of fully is that, you know, I am in the middle of constructing an epic, a planet called Merkurii, Studio Merkurii. That is an epic about this conflict that takes place on this planet called Merkurii, which is essentially like a representation of my mind, of my imagination and all that. And so all these stories take place on that planet, right? And so one of the first entries in that story is Ami of Orange Harvest. And you know, everyone knows Ami, and because of the first book. But that first book is like an EP. Not to diss it, obviously, because I love that book and I'm super proud of it. And I'm glad so many people loved it and, you know, went out and got it and everything. But it's not the full story. And I always wanted to tell Ami as a full narrative as opposed to just that one entry. So a lot of people are expecting volume 2, where it's like, yeah, and granted, you're getting it. It's just you're getting the full narrative. Hence why it's been taking me so long to actually drop it. You know what I mean? And so, with that said, I'm looking to have that done, released by late May or early June. I'm in the editing phase right now. You know, just making sure that all the story stuff is working, because pacing is important, and making sure that everything I'm saying is making sense, and that it's, you know, setting up for bigger things, because that's just what it is when you're trying to do something to this caliber of having individual stories that are all part of one bigger narrative but still work individually as their own story. You know what I'm saying? So getting that right. I haven't been drawing as much just because of that, because I've just been writing, and because I wanted to write first, then I draw, because that's usually how things go. So I'm looking to be done with my editing aspects by the end of the month. Then that way the remainder until like half of January to May is just me drawing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just dedicating strictly to drawing and all that, and then releasing it. You know, having them pre-orders up and getting that copy made, so I know what, make sure that joint looks right. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, tentatively, Army of Orange Harvest is going to be out between like late May and early June, and then after that, I'm going to focus on those the comics that I was doing on Instagram, Redwood or Andy of Redwood, because I love those stories, and those stories, and that is connected to Ami. It's all in the same world, right? It's just that one's a little more slice of life based. You know, it's more comedic. It's more grounded in a little bit of reality to a degree. You know what I mean? You know, I emphasize, I exaggerate, you know, things in it, obviously, but yeah. But I wanted to focus on that, and so that would take place like, I don't know, like mid July, you know, and then all the way to like late September, you know, just to have a, you know, seasonal run, you know, full of stories and little jokes and things of that nature. The idea is I would just focus on it because I can't do both at the same time right now. I can't do Ami and Andy at the moment. I'm not nice like that yet. One of these days, I'll be ready to a place where I'm able to just move like that. But as I'm at right now, that's not happening because I'll get neither one of them done if I move like that. I can't do both at the same time. But I just want to let y'all know that that's what the schedule is. So y'all know stuff is coming. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, process basically. And so after when I do that season of Redwood, then is Planet called Merkurii Volume 1, which I've a couple of my supporters, my patrons, like Lenny and Alan were saying like, yo, they want to see the world of Merkurii, which was dope because I was already in my mindset anyway to showcase that, right? So you know, it's gonna be that, you know what I mean? It'll be like you have little short stories in it. You have like, you know, location depiction, descriptions and things of that nature, like bios and all that. But you'll also have like all those illustrations I've done of people over the years, because the idea is that everyone lives in this world, even you. You know what I mean? If I've drawn you yet, you know what I mean? And like, you're in there. So this book acts as a Planet called Merkurii Volume 1 acts as like my art book as well as an anthology that essentially rounds out the world of Merkurii. And I want to be able to release that like late December. And so like when I'm done with doing Andy, then, you know, go from there. So I got 3 things in the pipeline basically. So, you know, Army of Orange Harvest, Andy of Redwood, season 1, and a Planet called Merkurii Volume 1. Those are pretty much all those are the things I got planned. And then on top of, like, you know, because I still need to be able to market for Ami and all that, and on top of that, planning out the bigger narrative, and then, you know, getting ready to release the next project. I don't want to take as long as I've taken on Ami on my project, so I'm still working on ways to be quicker. And I know that the best way to do that is just, you know, just always be jotting down stuff. And so I got endless amounts of notes on, like, you know, what I'm doing next, and just rounding out all my stuff and the things I want to touch on, because a lot of what I touch on with these stories are basically like inspired by what I see going on with us as a people, especially Black people, like mainly Black people, you know what I'm saying? And I figured, like, if I could talk about it, our issues, our destiny, and the greatness about us, and also the things that are a little janky about us, in a nuanced way where it's like I'm talking about us, but I'm not talking about us, then I think I'm doing my job. It's like I'm giving you the medicine, but you don't even know, until, of course, I said it just now. But you dig what I'm saying? It's like, you know, commentary where it needs to be, you know what I'm saying? And like not being too heavy-handed with it, because I don't like heavy-handed commentary. I like subtle stuff. And so that's how I felt like it'd be kind of ill to approach my narratives that kind of way, especially when you got little animal characters and all that. This is something I've always wanted to do since I was like 12. You know what I mean? I always wanted to put substance out there that was, you know, that was still digestible. So that's my goals. That's the trajectory. That's what this decade is looking like for me. It's just getting all that out. and eventually it'll just expand and it leads into the animation, and these things becoming animated. It might even happen sooner than later. You never know how things go. But point is just having the intent, and that's where my mindset is. Just having intent, being decisive, and just implementing. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing more of these because again, I'm not gonna be drawing as much, but I would rather, I want to have these conversations that where you know what I'm doing, and you kind of understand how I tick a little more. So you're gonna be seeing more of these. This was dope. I'm looking forward to doing another one soon, and yeah, I'll go more in depth with a lot of things. So just let me know what things you want to hear about, and then we can go from there. But I hope everyone's having a great day. I hope that you're not letting the jankiness of the world stress you out, because a lot of this stuff is designed to stress you out, to keep you from moving forward. It truly is. Yeah, I'd hope you're just keeping your guard up. So, but yeah, so we'll talk soon, and I hope that you have a great day. Love you. Peace. And no one texted me while I was recording. That worked out perfectly. I was expecting it, but worked out.